Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep 'em flowing. Where do you come from? Where you going? What are you feeling tonight? And what are you showing? Where do you come from? 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 Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep 'em flowing.
Where do you come from? Where you going? I love that song. Hey, welcome to Cloud and Console. Tonight we have a special guest here because Nads is off tonight. We have Bliss joined as the notorious, the From Software guru, the competition
No.
Destiny 2 aiming down the sights. Watch out, he's coming for you, Bliss. What's
No.
going on?
How you doing?
He's too humble. He's too humble. Let's give a shout out to everybody who's coming out. What's up, Dr. Spaceman? Coming in all the way from space. What's up, good doctor? Thank you for coming in today. Hope all is well. Thank you for dropping all that awesome information. I'm really got a lot to look forward to coming in today on my Horizon Forbidden West stream, talking all about this new showcase that's coming up. Sony's got a lot of great stuff on the horizon, and both Bliss and I, PlayStation 5 owners, formerly Stadia players, both of us as well, are both going to be very excited for what's on the horizon. Jeff Janak, good evening, former Stadians. Yes, that does account for both of us. Yes, we are former Stadians. And Ray will be playing Dead Island 2. You can see in the background here. Super pumped for the game. Got to load it up today myself. Absolutely epic time. So without further ado, welcome to Cloud and Console. Episode 80. Yes, we have come all the way to episode 80, and we have a special co-host today, Bliss. The podcast that dives deep into the world of gaming, featuring the most exciting games of our time, joined by one Canadian and one American co-host, Rudigs, and special co-host, Bliss. They explore their personal interests, share their passions for gaming as gamers, and every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, tune in to hear these guys talk about all their awesome game in depth. So without further ado, welcome, bienvenue, let's get into it. We're going to be talking Destiny 2. But first, before gaming news, you know that I like to get into what you've been gaming on. So Bliss, tell me, what have you been gaming on this week?
The past week has been all Horizon Forbidden West. Just trying to get the legendary weapons all ranked up and all that stuff. So, and get ready for the DLC. I've been going through issues in my life, so I haven't played the game on hardest difficulties. So it's definitely a game worth playing. The visuals in that game are incredible. The graphics are the best by any game I've ever played in my life. The map is incredible. They actually put Yosemite into the map, so it's really good. And the far northwest part of the map, you can actually go into Yosemite Valley in California, which is really cool. And get some upgrade materials, which is awesome. And anyway, yeah, I'm loving
Yeah,
Forbidden West.
it's a beautiful game, taking down the monsters. I would say, what is your favorite strategy? Are you strictly sharpshooting those critical attacks, or are you tying down the monsters and hitting them with elementals? And before you get into that, what's up, Crow Resin? Thank you for stopping on by on episode 80. Yes. So Bliss, go over your
Uh,
favorite takedown method. If you're face to face with a Thunderjaw,
uh,
what do you take into the fight?
I have the what's it called? The Sun Scourge Elemental Hunter bow, or some type of bow that gets the burning damage or poison damage or shock damage on that target. Got it fully upgraded, and then just hit him one time. It should cause elemental problems for that opponent, and then hit him with the hunter bow, which I have the what is it? I forgot the name of it. The it's a hunter bow. It's from the arena that you get the legendary weapon, and it's really
Right.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, the one with the targeting for the mounts, how you can target them. You told me about that.
yeah,
I think it's called the Death Seeker.
yep.
If
That's
I'm
it.
not, yeah, yeah. So yeah, you're just strictly you're just hitting them with arrows. You must go through a
I'm
lot of
just
Ridgewood, but
yeah.
I'm sure it's a lot of fun.
I've got the legendary armor where it increases your concentration, get concentration plus, and they're able to focus on your critical shots a lot better, which is good.
Cool. And how was your latest Destiny 2 comp run?
Uh,
Were you able to get into trials this weekend?
no,
How are you doing on that scale?
not. I just played like 30 minutes of it before I got in the stream, so I'm sorry, but
Ah, okay. Oh, no
uh,
worries, no worries. I know you like to get in the heat of trials and even jump into the random mixes of it all and really get in there with the randomness of these matchmaking teams. So you're a brave soul when it comes to that.
yeah, I
And
just played a little bit of comp and I've never got too much into it tonight. But we lost. I hate the fact they put Rift into comp. Rift is so stupid to play in competitive matches. I don't know.
yeah, I hear you, man. Hey, Sanchez Gaming, MTZ, thank you for stopping by. Nads is actually not able to join us tonight. He is away from good internet connection, unfortunately, but we are joined by the notorious Bliss. If you've heard my streams before and you've seen me playing anything difficult in terms of From Software, this right here, this is the man behind the guiding voice, leading me to victory at the tip of my spear. So, yeah, absolutely. And I've got an excellent question for you to sort of go over. I'm going to jump into my games for the week, and I want you to think about your top three From Software bosses. All right, you
Bosses?
can,
Specific
yeah,
bosses. Oh my god.
yeah, you can think about this. I'm going to go over
Oh
what I've
god.
been
You know
playing this
Milani
week.
is up there. Oh yeah.
So, Returnal. I have been into Returnal, really loving it up, having a great time in that game. I was fortunate enough to have the maker of Chaos jump into my games, and we were able to get through all of the biomes of this PlayStation 5 exclusive, extremely beautiful story, mysterious and haunting. And we were able to complete it, which I felt absolutely rewarded. It's that type of game where the challenge is there. There is no difficulty settings, and I really thrive in that sort of setting where there's no easy mode. It's either this way or no way. And that's how I really love games. And I will say there's lots of other things that I love about games, but that kind of game really brings out that rewarding win when you take on a boss that's bigger than your screen. So that's what I was doing there in Returnal, as well as Horizon Forbidden West. Got into that massive DLC. I was able to complete that. You can check back on the Rudix channel. I got into all of the cutscenes. We were able to see this sort of controversial scene as well. Let me bring this up on screen. I actually saw this from Dr. Spaceman's post. The most controversial scene in gaming we have this year. You know what? Review bombing is just out of this world, and I thought this moment was absolutely heartwarming. I picked love in my stream, so I say Aloy deserves love, and wherever you can find love, you should hold it and cherish it, in my mind. So absolutely happy for Aloy in that story, and we'll see what happens down that way. I left a positive review in counteraction to the review bombing that was happening. So that was my stance on the situation. Did you hear about that, Bliss, about people review bombing the DLC due to the this sort of kiss between those two characters?
No, what is it? 2 female characters?
Yeah,
Oh my
they were
god.
complaining it, and then all of a sudden you see 1,000 negative reviews
Oh
on
my god.
Metacritic, and it's just they were like, "Oh, you wrecked the franchise, you destroyed Aloy as a character," and to me, it's just you know what, love is love, so it shouldn't fit it fits so well with her character at the end of it. Like in my opinion, she was raised by a very strong and big dominating male character who barely even talked to her.
Yeah,
She was a clone, so she was already off to begin with. And she had to discover her own ways, and really these feminine characters have sort of guided her and really helped her throughout her way. So I
yeah.
didn't find it to be a surprise whatsoever. And sorry if I'm spilling the beans for you
No, you're
if you
not.
haven't seen the
Yeah,
article.
I've gotta play the DLC for sure, but, I'm glad that I hope it didn't cause controversy, because that's just really stupid for it to even cause controversy. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I digress. I was also jumping into Dead Island 2 and be looking up for my stream coming up tomorrow at 10 p.m. I'm going to be deep diving more into it. I was just getting through the tutorial, running at ultra settings, chopping up these zombies. Oh my god, it was so gruesome and a little little hard to stomach too at some points. But the game looks absolutely beautiful and stunning. It's a little bit scary how far we're getting in these graphics settings, to be honest, when you go into these super pods and set it up to ultra. And what's nice is my computer was not suffering 1 second while I was doing it. No fans were running. It was just running in my local application. So, shall we get into some Destiny 2?
Sure, sounds good.
Sure. Did you know that you can find Zur this weekend on Nessus? Were you able to give him a visit?
I got him a visit, and I think he had, what did he have? I just checked him out like 30 minutes ago. He had a pretty good exotic um armor. I forgot what it was though. Let me pull
No
that up.
worries, but were you able to grab from him and pull anything? Because for me, the one thing I like to grab from Zur is that random roll at the exotic and really just try to get something good. Lo-fi monk, what's going on? Hey, thanks for stopping on by. Lo-fi. I wanted to see more about that new Armored Core game, says Dr. Spaceman. Oh, I gotta go to
Yeah,
bed, but have a good night. Yes, Dr. Spaceman. Be sure to check out Dr. Spaceman with Playing with the Stars on 8:30 on Twitch PM Eastern. That is a Dr. Spaceman. If you're catching this podcast later, go sure to check him out Monday night. That's the best place to find out everything about PlayStation. Let me tell you, this guy is knowledgeable. Be sure to follow him on Twitter, all that good stuff. Thanks for stopping on by, dude. So yes, I digress. For me, it's all about grabbing that item straight off the thing. You spend your 99 legendary shards and you get a random roll, random chance on an exotic. And I'm always hoping for something good, but it's far and few between in my situations.
I've spent so many years on Destiny. I had like 25,000 legendary shards, and I've been spending them all
Yeah.
just trying to get Ascendant shards and the other upgradable exotic thing they got, and I don't know.
No worries, no worries. It's good to know that he's on Nessus though, if anybody does
Yeah,
want to check him out. But yes, I'm gonna hop on over to the newsroom. So I will see you over there, Bliss.
sounds good.
All right, now that we're in the newsroom, let's jump into some awesome stuff happening in GeForce. Now, this week, of course, we have a massive sale. I'm not sure if you've heard of this sale, Bliss. You can get 6 months of the priority membership. That's the secondary tier below the 4080, and you skip the line, so you get instant access. It's a very powerful PC. So I think you're on the 2000 series, and you're getting a great deal at $30 for 6 months. um an amazing deal. I find myself, I never play longer than 6 hours straight. I always like turn off and take a break in between then anyways. So I don't really find the time to be an issue, but having this power, getting into it, is just an exceptionally good price right now to get
Oh
into
yeah.
it. And yeah, absolutely. You can play EA's FIFA 21, uh, Bandai Namco's Dark Pictures Anthology. These are some awesome games coming in, and obviously the Bandai Namco we talked about last week is just extremely exciting because we can look forward to possibly some more Bandai Namco games. And I think Bliss knows where that leads, beating Elden Ring 4 times now. Um,
I forgot
that
how many
means,
times. I don't know.
oh, more than 4 times, you're thinking? I thought it
Well,
was
no,
four
I
the last
played it
time
on
you told me.
two different characters. One on New Game Plus, two different times in New Game Plus. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So two different times on new. Oh, okay, I get it. So two times, times over.
Yeah.
Why'd you change characters? Can't you just respec and make your
I
own character, or
wanted
you just wanted to
I
start
wanted
from
to
new?
have it's kind of, I forgot the name of the character now. It's been like a year since I played that game. I don't know.
I know it's old now. Can you believe that?
It's so
But we'll
good.
see
The
later.
DLC's gonna come out.
It's still in the top charts, which is it's just crazy to hear. I have that in a later article. Um, But yeah, we have normally it's $50 for this deal, and they've slashed $20 and making it $29.99. So if you're looking to get into the cloud right now, this is the perfect time to do it. Absolutely a great deal. And what can we look forward to this week in GeForce Now? They've got the dark side of the cloud. So this is the Bandai Namco. They've got a lot of games they're dropping in this series. So if you're interested in this one, it's a great time to do it. Very cool. And now you know that. This one gets me more excited because I love the realism of racing. I've always wanted to have like a real racing setup with a wheel, like maybe even a helmet or two screens to really like bring that racing experience. Even I would even put like a little fan blowing in my face. Did you ever did you ever like those racing games?
Uh, I I'm pretty old now. I played Spy Hunter on NES, which was one of the very first racing games that ever came out on the computer, and I love that
Purple
game.
Spy Hunter? Is that what you said?
I think that's the name of it.
I think I remember that, and it was like a top down, and you kind
It's
of
a
shot at stuff.
2D game, and you had to get inside these 18 wheelers to upgrade your car.
Okay. Man, it sounds cool. I'm sure anytime you're driving the wheels, it's a good time. And for me, I've always wanted to have the real setup going on, uh, and maybe one day in my life, I've
Yeah,
said a pinball machine.
that's a big investment to invest in all those different components just to play a racing game.
Yeah, but in the cloud, this would reduce all your hardware, right? You could put all this just on the monitors in perfect ultra settings. So in
Yeah.
my mind, this would be a saver on this. Purple, thanks for stopping by. We got special co-host Bliss
What's up,
joining us.
Purple? I'm new to this. Good job streaming all your shows. I love watching your shows, Purple.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Bliss. We're hanging out, having a good time. Unfortunately, Nads was not able to get on connection today, but we're having a great time. We're hanging out. We're talking games. Reaver the Beaver, what's going on? Thank you for stopping on by. You know it means the world when you come and hang out. Smash that like button and just chill with us. We're having a good time. We're talking games. Uh, I'm talking my dreams of having a racing setup in my basement one day in the future. And Hannah's hearing this beside me, being like, "Oh my god, Ricky, you're crazy. This we're having a party basement. See, and a racing simulation station would be fun in a party basement. It sounds big. No, it doesn't have to be that big. It could just be like one seat of a car. See? Anyways, I digress. I don't want to get too much into it. Blazing hot new games. We have Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Sit
Oh,
back, relax. Yeah, this is a
oh my
cool
god.
one to bring on to GeForce Now. It was available. So what this is they can try out the free with a demo and the game and its expansion, which is the Sunbreak, and it's now all in the GeForce Now as the part of the Steam Link. So this is that bit of content that's coming out as well as a demo, is what I'm reading in here. But pretty cool stuff. I myself am not a huge monster hunter. Did you ever have a situation where you were monster hunting, Bliss?
Actually I played this raid with in Destiny 1 actually. And
Yeah.
he was a big Monster Hunter fan. He quit Destiny permanently and just got into Monster Hunter, and he invited me to play with them, and it was just so much to do. I know they focus a lot on all the game mechanics and everything. I never got into it though. I feel kind of bad about it, but anyway, he wanted me to play it with them, and I don't know, never got into it too much.
Hey, I'm there right there with you. For myself, I found myself hunting mushrooms for an hour as part of a tutorial mission, and I was very frustrated with the whole thing, and I felt like I'll never get that hour hunting mushrooms again. But
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan, but what I did enjoy was the Dead Island 2, and that is now out on GeForce Now, cranking it up to ultra settings, and I'm looking forward to playing it tomorrow. Actually, N7 says he's going to join me in playing and slashing and dashing, so we're going to have a lot of fun there as well. Good stuff. Some other games on here is Survival Fountain of Youth, which is a new release on Steam. So what this tells me is new releases coming day and date onto GeForce Now, which is always a great sign. And as well as this Deep Silver support on GeForce Now, as Deep Silver is a great creator of a lot of titles that bring a lot of entertainment to people. So I look forward to all of this great stuff. And thank you, everybody in chat. I see all these awesome comments. You see Purple is saying she's happy to be here, and thanks for that comment. Monster Hunter is not a casual friendly. Yeah, I would agree with that. You really got to put your head down, focus, concentrate, and really be into that as well. That's Embracer Group support. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So a lot of awesome things as well as bliss. So let me tell you a funny joke about what happened with this blog article. So GeForce Now released a post on 420, April 20th, and they
Oh
said, "Are your settings on high? Or are
god.
you gaming
Of
on high
course.
settings? On
Gotta
high
have
settings?"
high concentration.
And 99% of the responses were literally just people complaining about their here we go, I'm gonna bring it up, we're complaining about their rigs and not understanding what the hilarious joke was that this cloud gaming company was making. Like, look at this, who's gaming on high settings today? And look, they even commented, which was probably 420 their time,
You
like
gotta
they
have Snoop
timed
Dogg
it.
show up. Come on.
And somebody said this. So my comments were, haha, I was scrolling through the comments trying to find gamers who got the joke and adding them. Hashtag cool club. So, but
That guy
everybody in
looks like
this,
Snoop Dogg. Look at that. Now
yeah,
look.
yeah, because I brought his comment up. This was like one of, look, I think
Yeah,
so many
420
different
was the
comments.
holiday. It's becoming more
Yeah.
legal everywhere now. So
Yeah. I hope everyone had an excellent 420 and an excellent weekend, by the way. I want to thank you all for stopping by. Obviously, GeForce Now. I want to say I find this hilarious and fun that a cloud gaming company would throw this out there. I wonder where they're based. I wonder where they're based. I
good
think
question.
I think Nvidia is based in Washington. I wonder if it's legal there. I know they have. d- Oh, I don't know. I'm so unfamiliar with America, and that's fine.
It's getting there here.
It's getting there, but yes. Excellent stuff coming from GeForce Now. I love how it's exciting things every single week. I mean, Dead Island 2 is a massive get for them. It's a lot of fun, and that co-op mode I'll be itching to get into. The ray tracing, the slashing of the blood, the melee action. It's pretty cool. So you pick these different character classes, and each of them have different bonuses. So the playthrough ability is really cool in the co-op. So I look forward to it, and we'll get into it. So coming into the news for the gaming world at large, and Hannah, if you ever go to the kitchen, grab me some water. That would be lovely. Are you into fighting games, Bliss?
Street Fighter came out demo for PlayStation. I saw that.
Oh, you saw, you know what I'm talking about, Bliss.
Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you. You're on top of the news. You're on top of the news. Yeah. I've been, after seeing this today, I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna give it a try. Uh it's gonna be a little bit fun, you know? What are your thoughts? Are you into that type of
I
game? I know you've never really talked about it in our passing, so I'm curious.
no, I like Tekken back when I was in college. This is back in like '98. But I don't know. Never got into the 2D fighting games too much.
Well, I believe this is more like, um, I mean, if you've seen this, it's like it looks very. It's like 2.5D almost. But I get what you mean. You where they're kind of just like fighting like against each other and locked. You mean?
Yeah, like Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat, where you just try to
Right.
get combos off.
Yeah, for me, I call that like dial in combos where you like just try to dial in some sort of code, which
Yeah,
doesn't really correspond to like being a fighter in any ways. It's just like who can dial the best code. It's almost
yeah,
like a rhythm game because you have to hit it at the right time. Um,
exactly.
but yeah, there's, I believe Street Fighter breaks away from that a little bit in terms of they're more literal with their combos. Um, but I know it's a lot of fun. I did play back the Street Fighter 4 days, so I'm definitely gonna check this one out. It's a good shout, and the demo is available to you and I, Bliss, as well as anyone on an Xbox Series X or S and Steam. So wait, all platforms available April 26th. No, so it's available early access to us, Bliss. That's what
Oh wait,
PlayStation. I wonder how
PlayStation
much they
5
played.
people?
Wow. So they bought early access for a demo.
That's crazy.
Wow, look at them. I wonder how much money that cost.
Good question.
Yeah, I don't get that move. Like everyone should get the demo at the same time. It's just a demo, but maybe that's just how it is. You know, that get that practice in early for that real competitive edge. You're gonna go to PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. I think Street Fighter will be a game that lives on really through the ages, through gaming. It'll always set a benchmark for what fighting games are. That and Mortal Kombat, I feel, are really like the fighting games of our ages. Can you think of any other fighting games that really like transcended through time?
Hmm. Fighting game.
Don't worry, you don't have to answer that now as I put the pressure on you with a question here. The But I will point you to the Division Heartland. You can now sign up for the closed PC beta. So if you're interested, Bliss, you can always check this out.
We're so excited.
This
Oh, look at
is
that. Wow.
Sorry, yeah, that was the video there, but you can see here they've got a closed beta. You can sign up. The information is on their website here. You can check it out on the Ubisoft YouTube page. Just got to look under their YouTube video here, and yeah, the Division Heartland.com. You can sign up for the PCB beta now. And to me, this looks exactly like Division, right? And
Oh,
it's
the
it's basically a
Division. Oh yeah,
continuation.
I
Yeah.
grinded so much of that game on Xbox One, the very first
So
one.
this is a continuation. You see
Okay,
this?
very cool.
Yeah, if you want to sign up for the closed beta, it's on their website right now.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Don't miss this. Get the early access. There's the link right there in chat if you're interested. And if you're catching this later, it is thedivisionheartland.com. Be sure to get there and check it out. Yeah, if you didn't hear, Cloud and Console is now a weekly podcast on YouTube Podcasts. So be sure to like and subscribe if you're listening to this on the go somewhere else and getting your weekly gaming news here. Cool stuff with the Division Heartland, and I always like getting access to games before they come out. It just makes me feel like a VIP.
Yeah.
I still haven't got access to X Defiant. Oh, I wanted to try that out.
If you
But,
get access to any From Software game before they come out, let me know.
Oh, you'll be the first to know because I'll be asking for your help. You'll be like, I never played this. I'll be like, yeah, but use your intuition. All right. Oh, congrats, Cloud and Console. Thank you, Sanchez Gaming. It was literally me just making a playlist item, but it's fun to get into all the mix and create, a gaming category podcast and really just sending it out there, and using these different tools for exposure. So it is pretty cool. And I think it was actually maybe Purple who told me about it when it was available. So thank you for tipping me off to that. We have an acquisition here on the PlayStation end for a multiplayer game. Did you hear about this, Bliss?
Multiplayer on PlayStation.
Yeah.
What is
and
this?
Yeah, Firewalk Studios
Okay.
is joining the PlayStation family. And Firewalk Studios is a very impressive studio. They secured some of the largest funding in gaming history last year.
Yeah.
And they are made up of some pretty amazing names in terms of Destiny 2, Halo, a lot of reputable games. I'm excited to announce our relationship with Firewalk Studios and thrilled to welcome them to PlayStation Studios. Firewalk is home to remarkable talent, team of creatives who have launched some of game's most celebrated experiences and have been hard at work at their first original AAA game for PlayStation. Are you hearing this?
Oh wow, that's
And
incredible.
yeah, they've just secured them. So this is them, really bringing it to the forefront, saying PlayStation and Sony are here to play with their acquisitions. Since announcing our publishing partnership with Probably Monsters and Firewalk in 2021, we continue to be impressed by the team's ambitions to build a modern multiplayer game that connects players in new and innovative ways. So that brings excitement to me as a gamer because I really want games to break into a new situation because I know you feel it as well. Games just keep copying each other. It is what it worked before, so we'll just keep doing that again. Oh,
Yeah,
do we? Oh, we have Maker in here coming to hang out.
I
Hey,
I just
Maker
saw
of
your message.
Chaos.
I thought
Hey,
Witcher
how's it
3
going?
changed a lot of things for a lot of games, for sure.
What about
We
Witcher
are
3?
talking.
I thought that changed a lot of the RPG elements for a lot of games. Open up like the different screens and like just changing your setup where you're doing these quests and you go into a different state of mind to follow some type of objective. It's really cool. Witcher 3 was probably the best RPG I've ever played.
Really?
One
Yeah,
of
I
them.
think it was pretty high up on Maker's list if I'm not mistaken as well.
I just think they did a really good job with the writing, the content. There's a lot of really neat stuff in the game. Um, and plus, I just like the dark setting that it has.
So what can you tell me about Firewalk Studios? I know they've got some pretty impressive people on their roster coming to play, and this acquisition could mean something very exciting as they're saying first original AAA multiplayer game for PlayStation.
Um, what I can tell is they've got some veterans from a lot of in Bungie and I believe some Activision devs too, but uh, I think it's going to be good. PlayStation usually funds these guys pretty heavily, and I look forward to seeing what they do. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Is it going to be like a Call of Duty, or is it? It could be like an extraction style game, like Escape from Tarkov. It just varies on what they've been working on for the past like 5 years.
Oh yeah, because they've been developing a game, as you were saying earlier, for 5 years. This studio, um, that is exciting because it means something is not far from our fingertips, if I'm not mistaken.
I would say next year or two, at the very earliest.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Um, It's building a new studio at a scale that has been incredibly exhilarating and relentless, daunting task. So, I'm excited for it. I'm not regretting any choices here, but some exciting stuff coming down the pipeline there. Just want to say, yes, we have an extra guest. Maker is joining us. For those listening, he is the help behind Returnal, bringing me through to the end. So I do appreciate that as well. I have the two people who are helping me basically beat games. I wouldn't be beating games without these people here. So thank you.
I did want to say I was late to the stream because I was actually playing Bloodborne and did not see your message.
Oh, good.
And
Oh,
I'm ready whenever you are for that.
Bloodborne is incredible. Did you get all the trophies for that, Maker?
No, I just beat it. I did the DLC as well, beat
Yeah.
Ultimate Coast, and then I kind of called it, and that was it. I didn't do all the achievements like I did with Elden Ring, though.
Okay.
Oh wow,
Bloodborne
you went through and
was.
got all
It's
the
kind of an
achievements.
older game now, but it was still when it came out. That was the best game.
I do want to play more Chalice dungeons. I only did a little bit of the Chalice dungeons, and my brother really likes them and recommends them.
Yeah, it's a lot of grinding. There's some. That's where you get all the achievements. You gotta finish some of the chalice dungeons.
I've heard they
Oh
had like
wow.
secret bosses in the Chalice dungeons too. Someone data mined an enemy that was meant to be in one of the Chalice dungeons and never got put in.
Really?
So
Yeah.
it doesn't spawn
Uh,
ever.
they used their tools to spawn it and actually try and fight
Ooh.
it, but it was missing some move sets, so it was pretty
Uh
interesting.
and the chalice, this is a part of the Bloodborne game. There's these dungeons
Yeah.
you can
They're
explore.
like challenge dungeons. Like you go through this dungeon at the end, there's going to be like a boss that you beat.
Okay. Yeah, so the game's got to be good. I mean, if you're diving this deep into like the challenge areas and people are data mining it and all that, so I look forward to jumping into it. I beat the first part, so that was a lot of fun, and we'll see where it takes us. Uh, we have a pretty hilarious looking game. By the way, I want to thank Maker of Chaos. If you don't know, he is low key the executive producer because I raid his Twitter to get the stories that I'm bringing here to today. So this game I saw is coming for PlayStation Humanity, and it's joining day one. So I thought this was exciting to say because PlayStation Plus doesn't typically get day one games, but we have here on May 16th, and they're getting this what looks to be ridiculous sounding game. Um, I was listening to a little bit of it, and I don't know, I was just laughing. I was just
I
laughing at this.
I get Katamari vibes because Katamari is very weird, and like the music and the trailer just made me think
Kind of
it's
looks
very
like Ghostwire.
interesting.
Well, you'll see.
You'll
So
see, yeah.
I'll hit to the gameplay. And so if you get to the gameplay here,
You're a
you
dog
basically
that, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
You're a dog?
yeah.
Oh
So
my
you're
god.
this ghost dog, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
are you creating or controlling the traps?
You're kind of guiding the humans to through the maze
Yes.
and stuff.
So it's kind of like this crazy, and if you so watch out your earphones here. I'm gonna put it low. But it's just got that over the top sort of vibe to it. You can also play in VR, which gives you this whole different perspective. So there's a lot of like fun wackiness to it. But unfortunately to me, it looks like more of just like a solo experience. I'm not sure how you could get that into a multiplayer.
I
But you know,
I
I
think
love fun and wacky things sometimes. It's a good palate cleanser.
I think the multiplayer aspect of it is you can share your maps and stuff that you create, and people can try different people's things that they've created and play that. I definitely think it's more of like a niche. I think the Japanese audience will love it for sure. I just don't know how um, a lot of the wider audience might like it.
Yeah. I mean, the Shibu Inu is sort of a symbol of a different thing. I mean, I find it here whenever I see a Shibu Inu, I think they invested in Dogecoin, but I feel like it's a different symbol over in Japan. They look at it differently.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of it has to do with like kind of loyalty, from my understanding, and um, it's nice.
Bliss, do
Oh,
you
but
have any experience with these over the top wacky games?
Not really. I gave up on TV and computers for about 10 years of my life. So getting back into it is very cool. I love it. But yeah, I don't know, getting back into the gaming scene. Remember in
Yeah.
college, my friend used to like make fun of me because I didn't want to play a game with him. I was too busy studying. I don't know.
Well, this is a game that everyone on any platform can look forward to. I obviously caught this. You're going to notice a pattern here, Maker, off of your Twitter. This game looks freaking so cool when I saw it. Let
Yeah,
me
it's
mute
it's
this.
Magic Doom.
Magic Doom. Are
That's what
you
I
seeing this,
call it.
Bliss?
No.
This is a pretty cool concept. Um, you're got a blocking shield. It's an arena battle. Magic powers instead of guns. Because you know what? I'm getting sick and tired of the gunplay games. When you've got magic powers, this changes up the arena to me 100%.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my god, it
That
seems
looks
so much
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of fun. And I'm excited for this. Immortals of uh, Avum. How would you say that, Maker?
Avum? I don't know how to say it.
Avium, maybe. Well, that's coming out July 20th for Xbox, PS5, and PC. So, am I seeing here that this is a next gen game only?
Yeah.
Yeah. What made you retweet this? Anyways, did you just find this to be cool in terms of Doom aspect?
Yeah. I like the idea that people are trying to do a spin-off with Magic, kind of. And I liked how the way that they talked about it in their initial showing of it. They mentioned that they would thought of like a first-person shooter, how there would be tanks and helicopters in those games, and they said, well, what if we replace the tanks with like a group of battle mages? What if we replaced the helicopter with a dragon? And made this magic based. I think that's a really cool idea. I just really hope that they have some really cool over the top big bosses. That'll be fun.
So, am I to say that that was not PvP that I was watching in the video? That was open
I
world,
think it's
like sort of story progression?
yeah, probably.
Okay, no, that's cool. I could see it getting to a PvP aspect, but I could see how that could be uh, an extra step. Do you know the studio dropping this game?
I Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I know it's EA, so there's only a few of those.
EA, Electronic Arts. Yes, I did see that on the preview. Oh, thank you, Hannah. I do appreciate that. Yes. Here we go. I'm going to pull it up here. So, yeah, it's coming out of EA. You
Ascendant
can pre-order it
Studios.
now. Ascendant Studios. I mean, it looks pretty cool. A brand new IP from what I'm hearing, and a next generation game, which I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of. I think we're sort of rounding that corner where we're dropping the last generation titles. Uh, do you see any really bigger games coming out? Do you think Spider-Man will drop on PS4? I mean, I don't think it will, like God of War. What are
I
your
think
thoughts on that? Do you think it will?
personally, I think it's going to come to just PS5. I think Sony wants to push PS5s right now, and instead of PS4s, and at the rate that they're selling, they can sell it and still sell millions.
Yeah. I mean, so many people are buying PlayStation 5s as well right now, so they have the grounds to say, let's sell our software to those people. Does PSVR 2 have hand tracking? Says Callie Drew Vaus. Do you know that? From what I know, It does not. It just has the controllers. I know the Oculus 2 has hand tracking because I had an experience, but I watched Dorgon's review on PSVR 2 and he didn't mention hand tracking in any way. Are you familiar with the product? I don't have one personally.
I don't have one personally, but from my understanding, there is some form of tracking that it allows to get a representation of your fingers and their movement based on how hard they're maybe pressed down on the controller. I don't know the exact way it works, but I've heard that it does change. I mean, Quest 2 does something similar where it's not like full hand tracking, but it just kind of pieces it together.
Right, but you can interact with the game. Like you don't need the controllers if you have the hand tracking, I believe. Or no, it's
Oh,
very limited. It's very limited, I believe. I think it's just like basic navigation with the hands.
I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to double check.
That's the problem with VR. I'm just not like super into that space because the software is just not pulling me in that area. But yeah. We have some
I just
go for
found
it.
an article in November of last year when they were demoing with the PSVR 2. They were showing off some of the finger tracking that they do have within PSVR 2. And so there's some form of it, but to how accurate or how good it is, I'm not sure.
All right. So thank you, Maker. So Callie, the PSVR 2 does have some form of hand tracking. What I'm going to assume is it's similar to the Oculus where it's maybe just more navigation based. Yeah, be sure to check out videos, YouTube content creators. I'm sure so many people are making videos on that, and everybody is trying hard out there for the likes. So go out there and check it out. Year to date, 2023, I thought this was a great list you posted. Top 20 best-selling premium games. So this excludes add-on content because, as Maker says, DLC does not count as a full game. We have year-to-date lists. So any surprises here that are catching you off? I'll start with Bliss here. Does anything here surprise
I'm
you
looking
or?
very close at my computer right now. Hogwarts
Oh, I'm
Legacy.
sorry. Yeah.
As far as a game, I'm sorry. Is that campaign or DLC? Or no, it's not DLC.
Just for the initial purchase for the title.
Initial purchase. I have not played Hogwarts. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I've not played that. Resident Evil 4, I've not played that. MLB The Base, the show, I have not played that. Dead Space, I played that on Xbox 360 way back in the day. I love that game. It's the best horror game I've ever played. MFL.
That's the remake.
That is true.
MFL.
Yeah, this is the remake.
Yeah, the remake on Dead Space is probably worth it with the graphics and everything, but NFL Madden, never got into NFL games. FIFA, Elden Ring, of course, I'm gonna love that. Last of Us, never got. Still need to play Last of Us. God of War Ragnarok, best story mission I've ever played. And I could go on and on. I don't know.
Yeah, I think some big surprises to me are Hogwarts Legacy is at the top. I mean, how many of these copies did they sell of this game? Oh my god, I was not expecting that. Mario Kart 8 is still top charts for after how long? I mean, that game's got to be. I mean, people are still buying it. Like, how do you not own this thing already? Everyone should own it in the world at this point.
What's crazy to me as well, it has an asterisk next to it, which means the digital sales of the game are not included.
Not included. Oh my god. That's so many titles. People are going out and buying this thing.
I was mentioning to someone in the Discord about uh, how strong Mario Kart is for Switch, and it's insane that it tracks so well with sales. It's always selling. I think it's the best selling title for Switch.
Is that just because families need to buy it when they buy a Switch and it just goes hand in hand with every Switch purchase? I
It
mean,
could be that they saw the trailer for Mario and saw Mario riding on Rainbow Road, and people just started buying Mario Kart because they wanted to play something Mario related.
hey, David Wilson, thanks for coming on by. Yes, we have Maker and Bliss, special co host to the show. Nads was unable to join because he is away from Canada or in a location not able to connect. But thank you for these special co hosts jumping in, supporting. I really do appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me, talking games. Um, it's truly appreciated here. So anything else that really standing out? I mean, I'm also shocked that Minecraft came out 2011. This is not Minecraft Legend. No, this is Minecraft, and you're not even saying. Oh no, that is digital sales as well.
Yeah,
But Minecraft is still selling 12 years later at these sort of areas above Forspoken.
yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. To me, another surprise is I'm a little sad Octopath Traveler 2 isn't up further on the list. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that, and I would like to see that get more sales. I know it got a sale from me recently because there's a buy one get one free deal with GameStop.
Ah, oh no. Getting more things, Maker. You didn't need more things. You got so many things on the way.
Yeah.
What about the new Star Wars game that's coming out, Rudix?
So that wouldn't be included in this list as it is
Yeah.
reported from January 1st to April 1st. So this is the first 3 months of the year. These are the highest selling games. So really only a couple of these games, a lot of these games haven't even come out this year and they're on here. But I guess a lot of games
All these
sell.
should be
What's
out.
that?
All the ones listed are the ones that should be out already.
Well,
Um,
Modern Warfare, what I'm saying is it released last year.
yeah.
And
Oh
I'm just
yeah.
saying through this period, it was still selling. So this doesn't count their initial sales when the
Yeah.
first
No.
game released. This is people rebuying it in between this or buying it for the first time in between these dates.
Yep. This is
Yeah.
just this year so far.
A lot of Call of Duty hardcore players out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you'd think they buy it right away and not wait later to buy it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Metroid Prime's up there.
Metroid Prime's not up there. No.
Uh,
And it did
oh, that's a
release, but it
shame.
would be only Nintendo Switch, and I feel like Metroid Prime again is for such like a niche audience. It's not everybody's game, in my opinion. I mean, Metroid Dread was never like their super top selling games either, in my recollection. Although it was very highly rated. All
Metroid
right.
Prime probably isn't up there because digital sales for Nintendo aren't tracked on there. And I remember when Metroid Prime Remastered came out, it actually released digital only initially, and then after like a week or two, it physical copies arrived. Maybe next NPD it'll show for April.
Oh, that's what you were saying. Where is Metroid Prime? Where is Prime? I'm like, I don't think
Yeah.
Prime sales count in
Yeah.
here, Callie. I was wondering what you were saying. That's why you're saying Metroid Prime. Yeah, so when did that game release? Was that last month? It was pretty
Um,
recent, was it not?
I think it was in like February or March.
Metroid Prime release. Okay, well that's telling me November 18th, 20 2002. I think that was a little
That's an
bit.
old one.
Um,
Yeah.
Oh, have
looks
you
like it was
ever
an early
played
February.
Bliss? You're not a fan of the 2D side scroll, right?
No, I'm not. I don't know. Never been
Yeah.
into them.
The Metroid Dread was my absolute favorite, like such a great a Metroid experience, in my opinion. The how much of a maze it was, but how straight the game led you. It was just I never needed a guide or anything. The game was just so clear on where to go. I thought the level design was brilliant. The challenge of the bosses was just absolutely epic. And then they go to Metroid Prime, which is a remake, which is FPS. I want Metroid Dread 2. I need more Metroid Dread. Like, it was just too good. That the chambers, the spaces where you just had to run, it was terrifying because there was nothing you could do except run, or else you were going to get pierced through the suit. It was definitely one of my top game experience in the recent. Did you enjoy Metroid Dread, Maker?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I think I had some issues with it, but overall, I thought it was a very good Metroidvania.
And Metroid Prime is an FPS. Yes, if I remember from the previews, it's the one where you gotta like scan things and you go through. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's not on the top of the list here, but what we have here is Dead Island 2. These are the reviews that came out before the game release. So if you're at all looking into it and take these reviews to heart, we have pretty what I would like to call middle to high road reviews. PC Gamer seems to be a pretty harsh critic of the game, but other people are more lenient towards greater experiences. Metacritic 74, OpenCritic 74. Um, yeah, in my experience, it looks fantastic and beautiful. Um, and I'm excited to get more into it. I just got an update to be able to play co op in Dead Island. You're going to have to make sure you pass the first 3 levels, 3 missions, and then that's going to be able to give you the ability to get into co op. So, yeah, be sure to check this out if you have the ability. The 4080 is looking absolutely epic. Maker, I know you got a lot of games on your list, so I'm I'm not expecting. Do you think you'll pick this up, or do you think it'll be something that if you get for on Game Pass or PS Plus, you'll pick it up?
Oh yeah, if it drops on one of the subscriptions, I'll definitely give it a go. I've heard the flesh system that they have in the game is amazing. I've heard most of the issues dumbed down to mission structure and uh, dialogue and writing. I've heard it's not great. Um, but I've heard with the flesh system, there's so many different ways to kill zombies, so it is fun in that aspect where uh, no zombie kill is the same from the other ones.
Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like the snowflake effect. I will say you're right on the writing effect because right away you're just like you ran through an entire city of zombies without getting bit, and you're talking to the military guy. This is the first opening scene, and she's like, "Oh, I just got here really fast because I'm really fast, and that's why they don't bite me because I'm so fast." And then she's like, "Okay, well I guess you're in then." And I'm like, "This is ridiculous. Like this is terrible writing." And then she just has high agility as her aspect if you want to pick her. I'm like, that's kind of just like very hollow writing, in my opinion. The experience is cool, and like you said, the snowflake effect should be awesome to experience. And with that, I believe. Oh, sorry. Without that, we have something a little bit. This is not on Maker's timeline here, so you may not be familiar with this. We have rumors that PlayStation may be running on Kubernetes, And so I was reading into
Kubernetes, yeah.
and I was reading, yeah, see, I just terrible at pronouncing things. The way I was reading into this was that we could possibly see a collaboration with Google Cloud. And what I wanted to bring up with this is that this does not excite me based on the performance that I got from Stadia in terms of them not being able to upscale to get a true 4K experience. So I'm a little bit worried in that aspect. If this is what that means in terms of PlayStation is going to be using the Google Cloud experience and the Stadia experience. I hope they're able to get true 4K. Any thoughts on this subject?
Not
Um.
not for me.
Oh.
I don't know. PlayStation has done really well, is what I've considered. 4K is already there. I don't know.
I hear you, man.
Well, I've heard good stuff about Kubernetes. And I've heard it's a really good system to use, especially with cloud tech. We'll see. I think it's going to depend on how they want to implement it. If it's just with game servers and allowing, servers to open up effectively without there being a huge queue, like waiting for games. To me, that's not super exciting. But if it's more of cloud solutions or cloud-based gaming, then that would be a lot more interesting. But we'll see.
Hey, Purple. She is informing me and saying, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to preference with, I'd said this was a little over my head, and this is what I was taking from it. So yeah, I made some mistakes. This does not what that means. This is just the cloud infrastructure. To get 4K, you need the hardware. That is different. Confuse this and that, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's effectively what Google uses for their scaling with servers. Booting up if there's a need for more servers, it automatically boots it up. It's a scaling thing,
Right, they're
where
saying
it'll
cluster
turn off
and
systems if they don't need
autoscaler,
it.
right? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking on?
Yeah.
All right, so it's boosting the server power. The other aspect I want to sort of ask on, and maybe you'll be able to speak on it, maybe it won't have relevance, but as a gamer, will this create a situation where we sort of cut out the cheating element, sort of how we saw no hackers being able to play on Stadia? Or will this just
No.
be... No?
Nah, this is more tech on the cloud structures. That's about it.
I see.
Yeah.
So this is 100% over my head as we are learning. That would be a different cloud product. Oh well. Well, I guess the takeaway here for me as a cloud gamer is wait and see. We should hear new announcements of cloud stuff from PlayStation. But yeah, just know that things are happening in the background, and hopefully it's good stuff for us gamers. I would like to get cheating out of gaming though, if that's possible.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of awesome show notes today. If anyone here, if you got any thing you want to bring up that you want to talk from your timeline maker or something you want to touch on, happy to discuss it. Otherwise, I can. Yeah.
Did you talk about Blasphemous 2?
Ooh, Blasphemous 2. Yes. Oh, okay. No, I did miss that on my show notes. So, Blasphemous 2.
Yeah, that got announced.
Is
same with Oxenfree 2.
Is the penitent one returned? So this game definitely not for everybody, but I gotta adjust my sound. But for me, I love this type of Dark Souls, 2D platforming, that type of jump around, slashing, extremely difficult. Try and try again until you master the techniques. It brings a lot of memories for me from Grime. The bosses, the areas, the elements really look cool to me. I myself have not beaten Blasphemous 1, which is a little bit of I need to do that in the back of my head. Uh, but yeah, it's looking really awesome, and we have an announcement date, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be behind this one. What are your thoughts on this guy coming to stage?
I think it looks good. You know, I booted up the first one on a whim that I wanted to play a game on my Switch, or not my Switch, my Steam Deck, and I wanted kind of indie titles so I could play a decent amount of time with it. And so I was like, I got Blasphemous on a bundle, so let me try it. The art looks cool, and I honestly I loved it. I thought it was a great game, and now I'm excited for the sequel coming out later this year.
And just to be clear, you have to be that cone head. You're not changing that.
There's no. I believe there is a way to change the way you look, but it's minor. It's not going to be
You're still rocking the cone
anything
head.
crazy.
Well, that is exciting for Blasphemous fans if you're into that type of gameplay. It's more on the difficult spectrum. However, indie studio, so it's always great to see their success coming out with another title. That other game we're talking about is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk came out with what?
This an official release date
That
and
looks pretty
announcement
interesting.
trailer came out for this guy. What game does
It's that
this?
radio vibe.
Yeah, is this what the game looks? Is this what the game releasing on August 18th looks like?
Yeah, yeah.
It's really got a retro vibe to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I thought it looked pretty interesting.
But that grinding, and is that like a piano? Oh my goodness! But it's missing. We're missing sort of that skate element, that fun game to sort of sit back on. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. We have an announcement August 18th. Nintendo and Steam only release. So would you call this
Yeah.
an exclusive?
Maybe for Switch, for consoles.
So it'd be a Switch console exclusive. But is the Steam Deck a console? I guess not. Even though
No.
they're essential
It's just a handheld PC.
handheld PC. So we have some. Oh, I mean, it feels like this game came out for like an older console though. Okay, that kind of looks. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it other than it looks like it came out for an older console. I'm sure this is the type of game where I feel like you get it for 20 or like this is not a full price game, but there's a lot of fun to be had in it.
The only other really mentions I would say is the THQ showcase. Did you talk about that?
So this one
That it got a date.
I was unsure of. This did get a date. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a little far away." THQ came out with some pretty cool stuff. The Destroy All Humans. The THQ also did they do
They did
Biomutant?
Biomutant
And who did
and
Saints Row?
Darksiders.
Saints Row, is that Deep Silver or THQ?
Yeah, it's Deep Silver.
Deep Silver.
Do they fall under THQ?
Saints Row.
Yeah, I believe they do.
Saints Row is Deep Silver.
Right.
And THQ is the publisher. So, yeah. I thought I saw their name when I played the game. So the showcase is announced. Obviously, they're going to announce probably Biomutant 2 by the looks of it. Their big thing is going to be Crypto here, and his destruction of humans, and a couple other games you can kind of see in here. Do you recognize any of these other games they're showing off here?
Yeah, Darksiders is on the far left.
Oh, right, that's the lady, right, from Darksiders 3?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to make a sequel, and not one of the spin-offs like Genesis. Just do just Darksiders and make it like the classic original types.
Did you play any of these games, Bliss? Crypto, maybe. I can't remember when that game originally came out. I must have been like 15, so that was probably almost 20 years ago.
No, never got into those games. Sorry.
You'll be good. Biggest thing is that PS is looking at expanding beyond AWS for their clouding needs. Thank you, Purple. GG's either way. And Darksiders, let's go. Yeah, that Darksiders is exciting. I think getting into the crypto story, because I did love going into Earth and destroying all humans, will be exciting to revisit. Suspicious, says Hannah. I don't know. I don't know. Could be a lot of fun. I did enjoy the crypto games. Not so much revisiting them because I feel like the mechanics were older, but I feel like a fresh new look and a reboost and like new game from the ground up would be a lot of fun, being an alien coming in and destroying all the humans. And so you don't recognize this guy jumping up with the sword? Is that a new thing, you think?
I can't tell. It's probably not. It's probably an existing franchise that they own.
Yeah. Well, exciting stuff. Be sure to look forward to that. What kind of trailer do they have here?
Oh god.
So they have somebody shooting, resistance, exploding plant. Oh, that racing game looked pretty open world and cool. Oh, flying. I want to see something from Crypto. Oh, that game looked... Oh, wow. So I think a lot of exciting stuff is happening right now in a fast amount of time. Although I didn't see anything from Crypto in destroying all humans. But damn, that was fast. Well, that is cool. Be sure to save it in your date. That is August 11th, 2023. Other than that, we have Oxenfree 2, The Lost Signals. So I apologize. I never played Oxenfree 2 or 1 before this. To me, this looks like a puzzle game and a Switch exclusive possibly, but I'll let Maker maybe talk a little bit if he's played Oxen 1.
Oh, I've played the original and I really enjoyed it. It's very kind of text-based. There are little puzzles that you solve, but it's very dialogue-based. You make choices in the dialogue that...
Does that say Netflix at the bottom?
Causes... Yes. Netflix actually bought the studio.
Netflix game studio. Yeah, this is Netflix.
Yeah.
Is this why you brought it up?
It's coming to Netflix, Switch, PlayStation, and PC.
Wow. You hear that, Bliss? This is coming to your Netflix.
Oh, wow. I don't have Netflix.
It's through the mobile app. You have to download it.
I only have one screen available to us, so I have to...
I can see if there's a...
I have to use the one screen for my...
There should be a trailer, but that link just...
Wow. They're breaking in. They're going for Oxen. So was there an Oxenfree 1 then? And then what they did was they bought the second one? Or the studio created?
Well, they bought the studio while they were working on Oxenfree 2. The first one was on all platforms, I believe. But I as before, I enjoyed it. If you like those kind of indie text-based type adventures, it's It's a good one.
Ooh, I want to look this up before.
Kingdom of Amalur: Reckoning.
Does that ring a bell to any of you?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It
you know
was
what
an
that is?
RPG. Yeah, I've heard good stuff about it, but I haven't. I own it, but I haven't played it.
Thank you, Purple, for that shout. I do want to take a closer look because it did pique my curiosity. So we have some images here. So this is an older RPG, you're saying? Interesting.
Yeah,
So they must be doing a retake or a refresh on it.
they did do a remaster of it.
Ah.
I believe they released it a couple years back.
Oh, I like this setup though. I like when they do this single player. Anyways, we'll be able to catch that on the August 11th showcase from THQ. So pretty cool stuff coming down the pipeline. As always, there's so many choices to game from. Anywhere you're gaming, that Doom game with wizard powers. I mean, that is the biggest standout for me this week in gaming, to be honest. What's one of the biggest standouts for you of recent times out of gaming news before I jump into some clips here?
What are standout news
Yeah,
bits? Or,
anything from this week that really caught your attention? What really stood out to you? Anything in particular, or was this week more of just a flyby?
There was the drama with Hi-Fi Rush where Jeff Grubb had said that he had heard that it didn't do well with sales, and then Aaron Greenberg posted on, I can't remember whose tweet, but said that Hi-Fi Rush met all key metrics for them, or exceeded their key metrics, which, I mean, they shadow dropped it straight into Game Pass. There's no physical release for the game. I think it makes sense that they probably wouldn't have sold a high amount, but personally, I think if they wanted sales, they should port it over to Switch, just like they did with the Ori series.
Right.
And I think it would sell really well on the Switch.
It would.
Personally.
It looks like it was made for the Switch.
It's
and that audience.
Yeah, Bayonetta's an exclusive on the Switch, and it plays kind of like one of those action games, like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, it's a really good game. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, we could see it come onto the Switch, right? Didn't they sign a first-party deal with Nintendo?
They made a deal to put Call of Duty on the Switch, but I think there are certain games Xbox releases on the Switch just because they know it'll probably take off with their market more. Like the Ori series, like I have that on Switch. It's a really good game to kind of play on the go. Minecraft is on Switch. Minecraft games are, and I know kids love to play those games.
Yeah, well, we can tell. I mean, it's still on the top sales list years later.
Yeah.
Oh, Purple says also the backdrop for the THQ Nordic show is the same as they always use. Oh, so I wouldn't hold my breath on any of those titles. Oh, I fell for it. Oh, I was really hoping for a new crypto game at that point, but now I feel like I fell for some marketing. But thank you for helping me out there. And anybody listening, just ignore everything I just said about THQ beforehand and games coming up the pipeline. So that makes sense. I guess we wouldn't see a new Darksiders then from that girl, Rage or whatever she was. And we just got the new Destroy All Humans. Well, the remake or remaster, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the second remaster is either came out recently or is coming out.
Well, I have some clips before I go. So some screenshots and some clips before the end of the show is what I like to jump into. So now that I have wrapped up the news portion of the show, Maker, funny that you're here as you're part of these clips, so they're doubly for you. If you have any clips that you, I don't know how we, do you have share screen access? If you'd like to share any clips you have, Bliss, if you have any clips as well,
No, no.
feel free to let me know. No worries, no worries. But here we are on this first one here. Wow.
Oh, wow.
I had to clip that because that was an absolutely epic boss fight. Never in a million years did I expect the entire ground to disappear. You're in space, grappling, dodging stuff on a 3D scale, blasting at this giant beast as far as you can, hoping Maker does more damage than me to make sure this gets done as I survive.
Returnal
A
looks
lot of
good. Wow.
a lot of fun in that boss fight. Maker, any thoughts on that
Yeah.
clip?
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. I don't know if you saw me, but like I scooted right in front of the boss and was just floating right in front of it, just shooting right at its heart because I knew it was down to like 20-30%. So just was trying to burn it as fast as possible.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I was more just being a noob, jumping from thing to thing, being like, oh my god, I don't know what's happening. Be more like in awe of what was happening around me. Most of my clips, fair warning, are from this game because this week, this game just really blew me away in just the graphics, the story, just everything about it, the challenge behind it. Here we go into clip number 2. This sort of showcases more of the beauty behind some of the bosses here.
Oh, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. That was me. My mom always does that to me. What? What did we just do, Maker? That was easy.
Finally. Silence.
What?
It was too much. Too much.
Oh my goodness. Epic.
So that boss was actually attacking through the organ in the background. And when you come in, she's playing on the organ, and the entire music of the whole
Music.
stage is sort of all centered around this organ. And there's a lot of key pieces that connect to the story. So just that sort of boss built into the story was just an element of extra immersion that I really appreciated. Primo, thanks for jumping in. What is that game? That game is Returnal. It is a PlayStation 5 exclusive house marquee, which I believe is owned by PlayStation. Am I correct there?
Yeah, after they released Returnal, they bought House Marquee.
Yeah.
Similar to how they did with Spider-Man, like with Insomniac, where after they released Spider-Man, Sony bought Insomniac.
Yeah, it was an absolute thrill ride. The story is epic. The bosses are huge. Really cool. I even enjoyed putting on the upgrades. When you found the upgrades, it was just like this epic moment of like they just magnetized to you and you like took a shock to it. It does have a very, it hits the cool factor for me. in terms of space sci-fi shooting. Um, a lot of cool things. Did you have any thoughts
Yeah.
on that boss and any takeaways? As I know you were also in that clip as well, and I didn't plan for this as well, but yeah, that you were going to be here.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite boss fights. Those two that you showed were my favorite bosses in the entire game. Um, I I just wish it wasn't so quick towards the end, where we just kind of beat that last half really fast in comparison to the first half.
So you guys
Yeah,
beat the game.
I agree.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
it it it's not too bad. It's not that long, I would say. Like you probably beat it in like 15 hours.
Okay.
yeah. There is. It's definitely easier for me, at least, with two people because I can just crutch on Maker and
Oh
go
yeah.
hide in the corner while he does damage. But other than that, just the scale of it, it doesn't. I feel like it could use an extra biome. It could use an extra world. I was even expecting the final boss to sort of come at you one more time, but that didn't happen. But all in all, I did find it to be a great experience, and it did look awesome.
Still a very good game.
So this is going to be the final clip I have for today. But this just goes to show you sort of the depths behind the story. And I apologize in advance if, yeah, here you go.
Otto! Look, look. 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 It's Otto.
Oh my gosh, it's terrifying. Holy crap. The story is so good.
The house scenes were some of my favorite story beats in the entire game.
Yeah.
Like just walking through the house and interacting with stuff.
Exactly. It has that creepy, dark element, and you're just constantly trying to figure out what's happening to you. But yes, I did apologize in advance. That was some of the scarier stuff. But the game is cool. It hits the cool factor. So, some screenshots from this week. This is a screenshot from when I murdered all of my friends on stream. So, that's always fun. I got to host this week on SPG's channel. We play Among Us every week. A lot of fun pulling out a victory. So there we had fun there. And then as well, this is just a beautiful shot, just displaying some of the amazing graphics, the fidelity of how this world really looks and feels. It's just absolutely a great place to just fly around and look at the world around you. So I'm having a lot of fun there. I will definitely go back, look at upgrading the weapon, see if I missed anything. It's a game that I'm definitely not finished with. So some very cool things there. And I know I put you on the spot here. Definitely don't have to be prepared, but if you have any screenshots or videos, let me know. No worries, no worries.
Not really.
Thank you for joining me last minute and really saving the show this week. I do super appreciate both Bliss and Maker of Chaos for coming on this week, hanging out on Cloud and Console and on episode 80. So I do super appreciate that. And thanks again. Anything to say on the send off? I'll give it to Bliss first, and then we'll throw it to Maker.
I think I'm gonna buy Star Wars Survivor, which is what is it, $70? It comes out in 5 days. It's a lot of money,
Oh my god.
but it's definitely worth playing. It's gonna be a grinding game.
Yeah, I think I'm already on that bandwagon. I have it pre-ordered, so it's coming soon. I saw that they released 9 minutes of gameplay. It looks really awesome. I'm looking forward to a Souls-like experience as a Jedi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
should be good.
should be good. Good shout out, Bliss. Good shout out. Maker, any final words?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Got Star Wars in 5 days, and then Zelda in another like 2 weeks after that. So yeah, I've got a lot to play, and I ordered the collector's edition for Star Wars. So we'll see if that comes in on time, and I get to play it.
Awesome. So everybody basically looking out for Star Wars. It's going to be coming out this week. I think it's the game of the week, and I'm pumped. And without that, you read off the send-off notes here. So with that, we come to an end of another fantastic episode of Cloud&Console. We hope you enjoyed listening to our discussion about the most exciting games of our time, and you found it both informative and entertaining. Before we go, we'd like you to remind you that like, subscribe, all that good stuff, notification bell. We're here Sunday, 10 p.m., Cloud&Console. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode. And thank you to the special guest hosts, Bliss and Maker of Chaos. We'll see you later.
To believe in me. Why try, do I even need to? I die with the season leaves. I glide with the season breeze. True, my mind so easily spooked. I ride just to be the me who finds hype super decently smooth. Nice type, but as sick as beats.